Welcome everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about all three elemental monkeys. Reason I am lumping them all into one video is because they all have identical stats and identical abilities. The only difference being each one is for each element. You know, Drizzle, Drought, and Grassy Surge is their main ability, and then of course their other ability that they switch between is Instinct, which in this ROM hack functions like download. So despite the fact that they quote-unquote only have 99 base offenses, which is already good, they become boosted to insane levels with both abilities, and you can easily switch between those depending on the situation. Otherwise, they're all the same, so I'm just going to be covering all three in the same video because they function similarly. They have different coverage moves, and for example, the other two have Eruption and Water Spout, while sadly there's no equivalent for Simisage, so you kind of gets the short end of the stick there, but they're all great Pokemon. Regardless, all three are awesome. I also prefer Simisage's design the most. Let me know which one you guys prefer most in the description below. You can rank them for me, give me some engagement for the algorithm. But yeah, with that being said, also, if you are new here, I should probably have a little bit of an intro. Sorry, I jumped right into this one just to clear up why they're all in the same video. But what am I trying to say here? Check the description below, okay? There is a link to the very same Google Sheet that I use in all my videos. So if you are new here and you just happen to be clicking on this, or you just haven't done this yet, and you do watch my videos, definitely make sure you check out the description below and look at all the move buffs and changes, because every single move is buffed or changed in this hack for the most part. And so, it's really important to fill yourself in on what those moves do now, because they drastically change the way that the Pokemon function. Buffs aside, even without any of the stat or ability changes or move changes, the move pool changes, the actual moves themselves being different is a big deal. But yeah, with that being said, honestly, this is going to be a shorter video because they're all just really strong. 116 base speed is a great speed tier. You could check out the speed tiers below in this little sheet here. So not only is there that move guide, there's also a bunch of other useful guides here. And you can see 116 is actually somewhat crowded now because of these three, but it's still a really good speed tier nonetheless. You outspeed all the 115s and then everything below it, of course. It's nice. It's very nice. They are monkeys, so I think them being as fast as Ambipom and stuff makes sense. And then you got so much fun stuff. So they're just really strong offensive monsters. With Instinct, I did the math. Their attack and special attack is roughly equivalent to 173. I believe even with no investment, you're very strong. So the good thing about this is you can run max speed and then max, for example, special attack, and then you can still run physical moves, or the other way around. You can switch that around. So, for example, 99 hits with zero investment at +1 from Instinct gives you 351, which is equivalent to an adamant base 110 Pokemon roughly. So like an adamant base 110 attack Pokemon, that's immediately what you have. And then of course your other stat is already maxed out, so you can kind of like tailor it so you're actually really strong on both ends. They are really, really, really good mixed attackers, even with no investment, because of their move pool and because of their abilities. The pre-evolutions are also pretty solid. They do evolve at 30 just for balancing reasons. I can't give them any earlier. They're very strong, so they're not terrible until level 30. Prankster is nice for totems and stuff, and otherwise they're just kind of fast, decently strong Pokemon. You can use Endure plus Pinch Berry sets for the Overgrow, Blaze, and Torrent, and then Prankster is just nice for utility. You got Parting Shot, Taunt, Torment, Encore, Tickle, Confide, which is buffed. All these moves are changed. Charm, Befriend. You got tons of really nice utility. So they're good Pokemon as the babies, but then they become incredible offensive Pokemon once they evolve. Yeah, they all have great coverage all across the board, both physical and special. I could cover every single little option, but honestly, it would take forever. They all have very, very high power stab moves. One thing that I did have to keep in mind was overlapping with other pure types. So, for example, Leafeon, Flareon, and Vaporeon have the same abilities, Drizzle, Drought, and Grassy Surge. But it's not a big deal. Nothing I can really do about that anyways, because, there's so many pure Pokemon, and I feel like both the Simis and the Evolutions should have those abilities just logically, like they are the elemental type abilities, for them. So it's fine. They don't, Simisage and Leafeon do overlap quite a bit. There's nothing I can really do about that, though. But Simisear and Simipour don't overlap with Vaporeon or Flareon too much, because Simisear and Simipour are much faster, while Flareon and Vaporeon are much bulkier, with Fluffy and Regenerator as their secondary abilities. So they don't overlap there. The main issue is Leafeon, which is like, nothing I can really do about that. It's just they're very similar. Although Simisage does get much better coverage. However, Leafeon is much stronger. So you're kind of trading off of there, or at least I think both sides actually might be stronger. Didn't I give it like 110 in both or something like that? I forget. I'm pretty sure it has like 115 attack or something, and then yeah, it's stronger than Simisage, but it's slower, so it kind of evens out. and the Simipour is worse. But yeah, they just all have great coverage. Really, I mean, not that it's Simipour bad. I don't. This is not a video about the other Pokemon, anyways. Other really cool things they could do. So, Fling is pretty cool. Fling is buffed. You can check out all of the new effects for that in either the held item changes and buffs or the move buff sheet, the move change sheet rather. You can check out all those things there. It's really interesting and fun to look at. The beautiful thing about this, so for example, you're going to be running Instinct a lot of the time because it is stronger, because it gives you the same boost that Drought, Drizzle, and Grassy Surge give you. However, keep in mind in this ROM you do have access to infinite usability capsules, by the way, and infinite EV training, so you can easily switch physical, special, Drought, Instinct, Drizzle, Instinct. You can switch between those depending on the situation. That's intended. But the beautiful thing here is, like, you can easily oh, God, I lost my train of thought. Damn it. That's whatever. I was trying to get on to the idea that, like, I remember now. Yeah. So I was comparing Instinct to Grassy and Instincts and the Drought type abilities. So, you know, they both give you a 50% boost. However, the elemental ones only give you a 50% boost to your stab, while Instinct gives you a 50% boost flat to your attacking stat. The downside of Instinct is that it does take a little bit of foresight in using it. You have to be smart on when you switch to Pokemon in so you can get the correct stat boost. Although, honestly, if you're running a mix set, you don't have to give a fuck. But if you're being very strategic and you're doing a hardcore Nuzlocke, which is what I did, designed this hack around, you know, you're going to have to be really careful about when you switch it in. You got to really plan it out and make sure that what you're switching in on is giving you the correct boost. However, you do have access to the trainer documents when I eventually get those done, so you can actually just know when to switch in to certain Pokemon on a certain turn and get a specific boost. So overall, Instinct is a lot not a lot stronger, but it's a lot more versatile, while the Drought type abilities are more limiting. However, the benefit of the Drought type abilities is, number one, consistency. You can switch in whenever you want, and you'll always have that 50% boost. That's the first benefit. You don't have to be limited in when you can switch in to get a specific type of boost. And the other benefit is, of course, the team support that comes with that, because you do have Parting Shot on U-turn. You can easily use the Weather Rocks or Terrain Extender. The Weather Rocks actually give you 6 turns now. Terrain Extender still only gives you 3. I can't change that one, sadly, but I could change the Weather Rocks. So Drought and Drizzle with the Weather Rock will give you 11 turns fully with the rock. So if you then Parting Shot or U-turn out, you have 10 full turns to abuse of weather on your teammates. So they can also enable a lot of crazy stuff. So that's definitely a big benefit of Drought and Drizzle. And also there is Grassy Surge abilities now in Grassy Guard, which is a very commed, very strong defensive ability in a lot of Pokemon, a lot of grass type Pokemon. So, you know, it's not like, oh, Solar Rush and Solar Power and Swift Swim and all this other stuff and Dry Hydration. Obviously there still are more abilities for Sun and Rain, but Grassy Surge does have its benefits. Not to mention Grassy Surge also heals your team, and it doesn't overlap with other weather, so it's a lot like, it doesn't clash as badly, and it has the damage of Earthquake, which could be pretty useful as well. So, you know, don't sleep on Grassy Surge. It's a great ability as well, just maybe not as immediately versatile as Drought or Drizzle on paper. But yeah, they have really powerful stabs. I'm not even going to bother covering every single option, so if you're a background listener, I definitely recommend checking out the sheets and just looking at all the coverage they get, because they have plenty. They also have great setup, you know, Nasty Plot, Swords Dance, Bulk Up. They have a bunch of other little cool fun things they can do, like Simisear with Belch, which boosts his special attack, and Z Soak on Simipour, and lots of little fun gimmicky things there. And keep in mind that the, you know, Eruption and Water Spout and all those crazy stuff is very late game. You'll only be having that for like Hapu, Gladion, Mount Monokila, League, and post game. That's when you'll be level 70, so, and level 100. So it's not like you have that the whole game, because that would be pretty fucking insane. It's already very strong as it is. Again, like I said, 99 offenses with the boosting ability makes them equivalent to 170 something, if I remember correctly. So it's very, very, very strong. So yeah, that's really about it. They're just 3 really good, strong, fast mixed attackers. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you found it entertaining. If you did like this style of buffs and change, definitely make sure you check out the description below and look at the other ones. And most importantly, if you have yet to do so, please subscribe to my channel. I am trying to hit 1K. I'm about halfway from 900 to 1K. I'm at like 950 oh my god, I can't speak English, holy shit. I'm at like 950 right now, so if you can get me to 1K, that'd be super cool. Maybe by the time you're watching this, I'm already there, if you're like somebody who's just catching up on older videos. So yeah, thank you, and I'll be back for more Unova Pokemon. I will be taking a break for New Year's though, so I'll be back after like 3 or 4 days, so I will be taking a little bit of a hiatus, so stay tuned for that. Bye everybody.